Ice Lab Spectrumica. Let's talk about it. Now this is a 9 driver IEM with dynamic BAs, ESTs, and bone conductor driver IEM that costs a little over $2,000, so $2,100. This is on kind loan from a friend of the channel. Part of the way of my channel operates is I like to try to be able to review what IEMs I can to try to be able to generate more content for you guys so you can better understand my preferences and what is good and what is good or bad about the hobby. And this is an interesting and expensive IEM. Let's start by looking at the build quality, but we don't have a full unboxing experience today. This IEM shell is exceedingly premium. It fits me well, but it is a little bit large. It kind of has contours to it. It is vented, it has a pretty faceplate, it holds onto ear tips well. It is semi-custom and it does have the little anti-tragus catch wing here you'll see on the left, and it's a nice overall faceplate and IEM. I have no real faults with this IEM, and it is flat 2-pin cable connector, so cable swaps are a cinch with this. The case isn't super exciting. It's kind of felt. It's a nice kind of metallic case. I like the blue part of it, and it looks and feels nice, but it's nothing too exciting. But if you like the metallic pucks, boom, it's nice. The cable, R for right, L for left. It's a nice feeling cable that sits pretty straight. Now, the Y split, it is wrapped. We are not unwrapping this. We do not do that here on this channel. We leave things are because we're just on loan. But it feels nice in hand. It's kind of spongy. It's a nice feeling cable. I like it. Nothing too exciting. It is terminated in a 4.4, which is pretty consistent with IEMs in this price category. So how does this IEM sound? It has sizzly cymbals, it's incisive, but it's fun and enjoyable at the same time. It's a colored presentation. There's a softness to the voices that feels slightly recessed. And then the vocals aren't very forward. I'm getting a lot of bass, I'm getting a lot of sizzle, I'm getting a lot of spice in the treble. And it's not a bad sound, it's enjoyable. The treble's done well, things are clear. The bass is impactful, but it lacks that hard like really slam. It has bass. It has a lot of mid bass, but it doesn't have a lot of sub bass, and it just doesn't really feel that like it has that gumpy like slam. It does have good sense of space. It has a sense of a wide sound stage, and I see a lot of people liking this. If you're looking for a tonality like this, it's gonna be really nice for you, and it's a very endgame worthy, nice set. But it has some weirdities about it that I'm personally not a fan of. And so let's look at some graphs and kind of try to explain what I mean by that. All right, let's look at the graph of the Spectrumica. You'll notice that it does have a bit of bass. It does have quite a bit of incision here, and its upper mids are really kind of interestingly put. I think it's a good set, but it just doesn't have like this dynamic feel. It almost has like a mid-bassy, like lower mid-range kind of bump to it, which I think some people like, but to me it's just kind of okay. It is sparkly and detaily and has nice air and extension. It has a fun colorization, which I don't feel is too much. Other IEMs, I got this IEM the same time I got the Glacier. I feel like this is the better set. I do feel like the Spectrumica is a nice set, but maybe not the greatest. It's just kind of okay in some ways. Like it has a lot of kind of this lower mid-range, which can kind of come across as a little bit muddy, but it has lots of twinklies and sparklies, and it's never harsh. So these two kind of trade blows, but I prefer the Glacier over the two. As far as the Prismatica goes, the Prismatica has even more bass and is even more muddy. And it's just kind of like Mud City, whereas the Spectrumica has a little bit less bass and a little bit more air and detail here, and a little bit less shout and hiss around the 5 to 6K region. To me, that gets my vote. It is cheaper, but I feel that the Prismatica, it's a better set. It's a little bit more neutral and a little bit more in my wheelhouse. As far as other sets that have this kind of level of bass, you get something like the Giant. And the Symphonium Giant is a fun set, but it has a ton of this area here, which makes it, again, very kind of muddy. It is a fun colorization. It's kind of like an old-timey, boomy, fun sound that I enjoy, but it's not something that's considered to be neutral by any standpoint, and it's going to bother some people, especially in the vocal region, in my opinion. There are other sets you could try that are kind of boomy, like something that are kind of like sub-bassy, like Bassin. like the Metalon, the Mix PD, like all their sets are kind of a little bit warm, and they're kind of known for that. You could try that better. I think the MT Pro has a better looking graph. I don't think it has the finer detail and treble that the Spectrumica has, but it's still a very nice set nonetheless. If you'll notice a lot, like this is kind of showing you like the EUL Ultra is a set that a lot of people consider bassy, and it's kind of a new darling. It's in the budget space. So in some ways it's not a fair comparison, but what you'll notice is that this area here is kind of what's considered to be kind of that muddy space. If we look down here at the variations has a way less kind of a dip here. And so I kind of like something with a little bit more of a balance between the two. And it's like, this is kind of that region that is a really important region. And when it gets this much area over kind of like my line or in that, it almost becomes muddy. Like the variations becomes a little bit too clean. Something like the ULA Ultra does a really good job at kind of having a nice dip here and then rising high to have really nice bass. It's something to kind of consider when you look at graphs and like what you're looking at versus muddy versus clean, and what kind of clarity and huskiness are you looking for in your vocals. Another IM this kind of reminds me a little bit of is like the High Senior Mega 5 EST I custom tuned the set. There's kind of some drama, but like this set does a little bit more with a little bit more sub bass, and it's kind of an interesting way to go about things. Again, the Spectrumica is an expensive IM and it looks beautiful, but I think there's IMs that might have a better tonality for a little bit cheaper than this. As far as other sets, like even like something like the Punch Audio Martillo is a really nice set with has a little bit better of that lower mid-range region, and also has a lot of sub bass, which I kind of prefer. As far as other sets go, there is the Don X. Let's rechange that out to a different color, to yellow. And again, the Awful Don X has a little bit more sub bass, a little bit more mid bass. It has a little bit less even kill through spikes. I just find it to be a really solid all-around beautiful set that I encourage people to try. And it's like $1,300 rather than $2,100, and that's kind of one of my better recommendations if you're looking up in the market. And another one to show you guys, I just got in the Hercules Audio Noah. This one's going to be coming up soon. It's a really quite lovely set, has a lovely graph, and does a really good job at being vocal forward and never has that muddy region. All right, Lab Spectrumica, let's rank it up. Decent bass, solid 8. Its mids aren't that great. What carries this set and makes this a great set is has a really nice treble, really fun extension, really great feeling of sound stage and space about it. I think this is a nice set. It gets a recommendation, but kind of a cautious recommendation due to its price. But for those that are in that looking for something kind of special, looking for something kind of interesting, I think this provides something fun with great treble, great extension, and it does have some nice bass, but it's just not for me, and its mid-range is also not for me, but I like it. It's a good set, just not perfect. So the Lab Spectrumica, it's a good high-end set that doesn't disappoint in build quality, but sonically I feel like there's a lot of other options, like the The Audio Valhalla, like even almost anything that The comes out does a really, really great job. This is exceedingly beautiful. And if you have this set and people are asking you, hey, is just Jaytis think that's good? Yeah, I mean, it's good. But the problem with the hobby, especially in the high end, is that the tunings are so different and unique that finding value in the high end space is almost impossible. It's almost daft and kind of a silly move to even try it. It's almost like we're looking at art, and this art, it almost looks like the faceplate there. My hands has like two little beady eyes that are yellow eyes that are looking up at me at it. And it's kind of like this feeling that, like, you know, it's its own thing. It's its own entity. And this thing is a beautiful IM in its own right. But is this something that I personally would go after? Personally, that I would recommend people to go for? No. But I understand it. I get it. Like, I got to demo the Volk Audio Etoile, and it's a $4,000 set, and I'll be frank with you, I didn't get it. But at least with this set, I can see and understand the beauty of it, and I can encourage you guys to, yeah, I would definitely demo it. I think it's pretty great. I think it's really fun, and I think it's super enjoyable, and those that like this tonality are going to love it. Thanks for watching my video. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.
Go!
Go.
Go on with you!